Okay, I guess this is episode 18 or something. Leave it 18. Well, 18 of the Secret Squirrels. We're kind of a spinoff of, Dr. Corsi's show or CorsiNation.com. We're the back-end people that try to make trouble. That's, I guess, Jack's trouble. Yeah, the basic idea is apparently there's a show like a long time ago, like maybe in the 60s or something like that, some cartoon that was called The Secret Squirrels, but actually we got the idea for this name actually came because that's what Dr. Corsi always calls the spy people, whenever they're doing something spy-like. He gets mad at them and make fun of them. Anyway, that's what we are. We're the Secret Squirrel spy people. We don't like real spies. We end ones. So we got a couple. I think we might actually do some Q tonight for the hell of it because it's been quite active. And this seems to be a very important week if Q is correct. So if you guys don't mind, I might talk a little bit about that stuff. And maybe a couple other things. Wow. It looks like Bandit made it. What do you mean real life stuff? This is real life. Isn't this real? What are you saying? I think this is real life. Well, I got a little notification that Volk might be coming back to join us tonight. That's good news. Well, we got to get the conspirators all in cahoots and such. So, anyway, my stuff tonight with the Q thing, some really interesting stuff. But then there's also a couple of other stories. I don't know what we want to do first. Let's do one that I want to, just for the heck of it, let's just warm up with a story that one of my military sources on Facebook. But it looks like the U.S. Navy is going to need a bigger boat, and it's getting ready to buy one. So this kind of looks like a fun thing. They're getting, anytime that you want to spend money on that scale, we got Ticonderoga class guided missile cruiser Antietam pulls along the Navy's forward deployed aircraft carrier Ronald Reagan in the Philippines. Well, it looks dinky really next to the carrier, but they're looking at a new ship, a new surface ship that will replace the aging cruisers. And so if you read later down in this article, they're going to, they're still trying to figure out what it's going to look like, but this isn't going to happen until 2024. A few years off yet, but what's cool about this is that they're going to, it looks like they're going to try to design these so that they can launch the directed energy weapons from the ship as well as unmanned drones. So there'll be some pretty badass fighters. Add that to the battle group, and it's gonna be awesome. But by that point, who's gonna want to fight us anyway? Who's gonna want to fight us now, as it stands? But I just thought that was. Yeah, I know they're tough. They're tough. They got their. And the next thing I wanted to look at was this Salon story. You have to, because they're warning you about us conspiratorial people, how to pull a friend out of the conspiracy theory rabbit hole. Right? It's not a blue pill or a red pill, but a poison pill. Here's a Salon article that's designed to save us. We'll save you from yourselves, okay? Yeah. So, this is from another article. It says, Escaping the Rabbit Hole, How to Debunk Conspiracy Theories Using Facts, Logic, and Respect. Uh, false conspiracy theories such as child actors, 9/11 as an inside job, global warming as a hoax, flat Earth are becoming more mainstream as they increasingly pervade our political landscape and public consciousness. Oh boy. Yeah, and so if this is just coming out, this is a book, I mean, these sales are going to really suck. This is the wrong time. You know, if he would have published this a couple months ago, then yeah. But right now, I don't know. I mean, this is almost too late for this book to be coming out. Because we got this, where to go? Statement from the press secretary, September 17, 2018. At the request of a number of committees of Congress and for reasons of transparency, the President has directed the Office of Director of National Intelligence and Department of Justice, including the FBI, to provide for the immediate declassification of the following materials. For one, pages 10 through 12, 17 through 34 of the June 2017 application to the FISA court in the matter of Carter W. Page. Or two, all FBI reports of interviews with Bruce G. Orr prepared in connection with the Russia investigation. And three, all FBI reports of interviews prepared in connection with all Carter Page FISA applications. I mean, we've already got quite a number of documents here. In addition, President Donald J. Trump has directed the Department of Justice, including the FBI, to publicly release all text messages relating to the Russia investigation without redaction of James Comey, Andrew McCabe, Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, and Bruce Orr. This is what we have been waiting for months. We have been waiting for months for this one. I don't know how long it's going to take for this to come through, but it is, you know, at least as of today, it's time that they have to declassify this. I'm hoping that this information will be released soon, but then I just saw a notification on Fox. Unfortunately, it looks like that federal alert system that we had planned on getting this Thursday around 2 o'clock is actually being postponed as a result of the flooding, the Hurricane Florence. So it is being postponed to the backup date of October 3rd. So there you go. We don't get to hear from the president until October 3rd. Yeah. And it's because of the flooding, the hurricane. They don't want to interfere with rescue efforts or whatever that is, I guess. Well, yeah, I don't. I mean, this is Fox. And Fox is potentially just controlled opposition, so this might not be true. I don't know. I mean, we have to watch all our sources. We have to, it's the only source I found on this delay. But I mean, before that, it was scheduled for this Thursday. When is that? That's the 20th. Originally, it had been planned for the 20th, but the backup date is the 3rd. If you look on the actual, but yeah, it does say on the FEMA alert test page that has been. Yeah, October 3rd, and due to ongoing response efforts to Hurricane Florence. The WEA portion of the test commences 2:18 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and the ES portion follows at 2:20. The test will assess the operational readiness of the infrastructure for distribution of a national message and determine whether improvements are. Well, it might still be coming out, even if it doesn't have this message. Because, I mean, if you guys are following Q at all, Q has been on fire tonight. So, page covered. Okay, Q. So, where do we want to start this? Just today, really. Some of the stuff that's been going on today. So, there's the press secretary thing that we caught already. We already addressed that. Attention on deck, memes at the ready, lock on target, fire at will. So that means get your memes out, start firing them at your favorite targets, I guess, in the deep state. Non's picked up on the carpet bombs for you and you alone. Fight, fight, fight. I mean, this stuff is pretty self-explanatory, I think. I don't know if there's any point to interpretation or anything. So this is a White House issued tweet. We are all one people. We are all part of the one great American family. We are all in this together, saluting one flag, singing one anthem, and pledging allegiance to a nation under from President, real Donald Trump. And I can't remember. It's been a while since I really followed Q very closely, and I can't remember. I think that's supposed to be representative of one of the SEAL groups. Is that SEAL Team 3 or something like that? Is that what that represents? That image? Yeah, the Punisher. I think it. I'm not sure, but it's probably in reference to some kind of special ops thing, or maybe an. Bravo. What's Bravo mean? That's that famous pin. I guess that's Trump. Blanc. What else? Goodbye, Mr. Rosenstein. Goodbye, Mr. Mueller. Patriots. And that followed up directly by activate Sessions. So Sessions is no longer in the kill box. So that means all this stuff, that at least if Q is telling us the truth, this is when both Rosenstein and Mueller are out. Sessions is in. Sessions is in play. That's the huge news for me. I mean, I've been waiting for Sessions to be vindicated for a while now. They got this one is just traffic statistics, just saying that got 34 million views or something. I don't know. Democrats offering to kill sexual assault allegation versus Judge Kavanaugh in exchange for immediate pullback of declassification. They're really worried about these documents. Yeah, so, but it's like, that whole sexual assault allegation doesn't seem to all that. Yeah, it's not that threatening anyway, so that's ridiculous. That they don't have a big enough leverage to not going to be. Yeah. Then we have panic in DC. Rod Rosenstein requests meeting number 2 with POTUS. Rosenstein's trying to worm out of it because he's a weasel. Of course, as expected. Blackmail versus Senate and House. Now this one is potentially a little bit disturbing. Bridge fake news media being used to apply leverage against POTUS and or force immediate impeachment hearings based on mental state, potential release of state secrets and sources and methods. So that one's potentially. I mean, that's got a little bit of bite to it, I think, because so many people are still listening to the mainstream media that this one might actually be dangerous if they can get the will of the public in on this and somehow. Yeah. Yeah, well, they need to come up with some stated grounds for impeachment, then they'd have to go to trial and all that stuff, right? How that works. Right. Well, there's that word though, immediate impeachment hearings based on mental state. So how fast would that be if they were capable of doing it? Because he's already issued the order to declassify those documents. So if that order's already been issued, would it even matter at this point? No, it's like if he's already made the order, don't they have to follow through with that, even if they did impeach him tomorrow? Yeah. Looks like we got Volk here. Hey, buddy. Which deadline are you talking about? Oh, that's a Q post. Well, I still don't know for sure. I don't know how reliable Q is or not. I mean, I think it's worth paying attention to, but I mean, yeah, I think, and it's the thing. Okay, here's a couple things on this with Q. I mean, it's already been said. Q's already stated that some disinformation is necessary. So there's already some doubt, even built in, even if you consider Q completely legit and everything. There's already a measure of doubt with what he's saying, even according to his own accounts. Or, yeah, so you don't. I mean, just because Q said it doesn't mean it's true. Because Q has already said some disinformation is necessary. So there's already a measure of doubt there. And it's just at that point trying to figure out which of this stuff is trying to throw the enemy off track, which of it's, there's a little bit of fancy dance in there. I think you can try to sort out the differences, but it's not easy. And it's necessarily so because like certain timelines and stuff like that sometimes it doesn't happen when he says and stuff. And some of that seems to be addressed with this Q clock thing that I haven't really followed. You guys heard about the Q clock? Oh. Yeah, they got one not too long ago. They got, number 2181. They have this one that says 1 delta. So there's a 1 minute difference between President's tweet and the Q drop. So at 1 delta, you're supposed to be able to look at the Q clock. And from that, you can gather a bunch of related information. So that's just an example of that. I mean, so when there's a difference, whatever the difference is between the president's tweet and the Q drop, that's supposed to mean something on the Q clock. And there's a whole list of associated Q drops that you're supposed to see in combination with the one that they just posted. So the 2202 is interesting. You got, looks like Loretta Lynch is talking. So that's that tarmac meeting. So does that mean that, that what was the deal there? Apparently, I think the way the story goes, that they killed Justice Scalia, and so that Loretta Lynch could have that seat. I think that was the deal that was made. I think that's what the tarmac meeting. Yeah, that's not necessarily to mean that Justice Scalia was clean, but maybe he was less important than Loretta Lynch and getting her on board. We don't know all those things. There's so many things that we just don't know the real story. So 2203, we have Sessions and Huber weekend meetings. I don't know if that's past, present, or future, but it's probably so they have that under panic in D.C. Could be past, present. Then we have this most recent one as of 54. So it's about a half hour ago. Sessions' classified letter to Supreme Court justifies 1 and 2 regarding recusal, unrecusal, and clarity regarding conflicts based on unclassified material today. Highest court authority approval. I'm kind of interpreting it that way. Let's take a minute let's try to unpack this a little. Well, most of well, just think of it the strategically though. I mean, this is from the Q angle, is that by having the war between Sessions and Trump, then that makes the mainstream media and all the people that follow the mainstream media want to trust Sessions. And so strategically, it would make sense that whole drama between the president and Sessions was artificial. But whether, because it makes sense does not make it true. But Sessions' classified letter to Supreme Court Justices 1 and 2. So there's 2 Supreme Court justices regarding the recusal, unrecusal, and clarity. So that... I don't have any... Yeah. I don't know. But, I mean, well, I'm almost thinking, I mean, the way it reads to me, and this is totally just what, I mean, I haven't spent much time on it, just now looking at it. It looks to me this is about his own recusal, that maybe the recusal that he took himself off this case, he did that recusal in a public way, and maybe he unrecused himself in some kind of private manner to a couple of Supreme Court justices. No. So... Well, that's what it says here, the clarity regarding conflicts based on unclassified material today. Well, I mean, the, the people that are acting on this level, the people that are in power on this level, whether you're a good guy or a bad guy, they play at a much higher level than what your mainstream typical. The people that are watching the mainstream, they're playing a lot better games than what we do. So, yeah. So, yeah. So I don't know if he has. I mean, with security, with Supreme Court involvement or whatever the highest court authority approval means, if maybe they could make specific stipulations or something that would enable him to act in certain capacities. Well, but I mean, you look back at 2196 and it says activate sessions, and this 2204 looks to me at the way in which sessions has been activated, which is to unrecuse himself by way of Supreme Court approval. If ever. Yeah, I don't know that we're ever going to hear about the real stuff. Now, that's probably not. It's probably something that they're not going to be able to keep quiet because there's going to be too much demand for that in the long to figure out that little detail. Yeah. Well, you're not going to get any. Well, it's not likely that you get any. We've been waiting for months and months. So I'm not sitting on the edge of my chair or anything. I do have a new office chair, and it is better than my last. But let's turn to Spider. I think he missed the first couple of minutes of our show. What do you think? Yeah, get with the program, man. That was half an hour ago. Come on, I got news. That's right. Squirrels, no. Sorry. Coca-Cola looking at cannabis drinks business. Hmm. Yeah, Coke got its name from what now? Uh-oh. The problem, I guess it sounds like that only my voice is coming over YouTube. This is a problem. You guys should have told me earlier. Hmm. And possibly. Okay, let's see what you got. Can you guys talk a little bit? Talk. Not yet.
In 2001, and it very different situation. It's all about the North American Union, and that whole world government situation, and feeling very isolated in where my awareness versus everybody else. And then fast forwarding now to see not only are these worlds colliding, we're actually now seeing the corruption like react stuff. The Pope responds to the information that he knew about the pedophilia stuff. He responds with nothing. Like, we've never seen this before. They don't know what to do.
So all this time, it's just been me talking, apparently, on YouTube. This conversation has just been...
a few personalities.
Yeah. Got it now.
Sorry about that, audience.
Is it repaired?
I believe so. Give us a 5x5 there, YouTubers, if you could hear all the people talking.
I'm Bandit.
I mean, people.
No, I was going to go around the.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next.
Bulk.
There you go.
Can
Thanks.
Sam Newton is saying, I think Trump's ratings go up tomorrow. So that would be. So.
You give a particular.
No, I think it's because of the key crops. Okay. Everybody's see what happens. Sessions and stuff. I'm curious.
Yeah.
I want to see how he recuses himself. I'm gonna go buy popcorn.
I did check the other day. I do have popcorn.
Yeah.
I'm eating some right now.
Orville Redenbacher's going to make a fortune off this.
Oh, I know, right?
Got to market this stuff. MAGA corn.
It looks like they still can't hear you, and I don't know why.
Any of us?
My little indicator light says they should be here.
Really?
Well,
all right, let's go around the room. Okay. So I'm Bandit, if you can hear me. Next, somebody.
Rush says it's better.
Army wife.
It's kind of off and on. It's cutting.
I'm thinking it just might be a really busy internet tonight. Seriously.
Well, I just took the noise gate off. Maybe that'll help.
Now they can hear me eating popcorn, though.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not.
Nom, 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 nom. Nom, nom, nom.
Yeah, I'm not.
It's okay.
hearing
I'm
anyone.
watering. I'm watering outside. So
They say it's
Okay.
better now.
I can
squirrels
hear
are busy.
mine.
We're doing stuff.
We're burying our nuts for the winter.
You see, I knew something was coming.
Reference.
That line was just too much open possibility there.
Okay, Russ Wickstrom is saying that's better.
Jay mean
Jay.
Jay.
Probably.
I think it's an Australian thing. Jay.
Russ, are you
Well, I would
Australian?
say- No, he's our Russ.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
I don't know
From
where Russ is from.
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis?
He's from Minneapolis.
Oh.
That's quite a ways
Minnesota,
from
eh?
Australia.
Yeah.
So-
Oh, yeah. He's from Minnesota.
Hey, beauty.
Eh?
He said
Oh.
no.
No. It's kind of
But
cold
anyways.
outside.
Okay.
Sorry. Go ahead. All right. Enough of the fun stuff. Let's get serious here.
Yeah. What are you people just joking around as if this is some kind of game?
It's like squirrels or something.
Well, some of you are pretty squirrely.
Yeah.
So
I
since
see
we were
it on
talking earlier about the
Q.
sort of what's going on with the declassification stuff, I was just having a Facebook conversation with someone earlier asking me if it was making headlines, and I did something that I never do. I went to CNN.com just to see what was going on over there. And not only did I see zero reporting of any declassification, anything, it was all about Kavanaugh and how horrible ICE is. You could just scroll down the whole page.
Yeah.
Kavanaugh and ICE is terrible.
We
Was their hair on fire?
We ought to probably cover that article over again real quick. That Border Patrol agent accused of a killing spree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see an article about that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it came out about an hour and a half ago.
And wasn't there a
like
separate incident of one that was arrested? Was that the serial killer one, or is that a different
That's the
one?
serial
him.
killer one.
Okay,
That's
okay.
him.
Yeah, hold on a second. Yeah, he murdered 4 women in this last month. Hold on, I'll put the link in chat. Is that okay?
Well, I see the story right here in Spider, but I don't know that interesting.
It just I have a hard time believing it. You know, it's just this is just coincidental.
It's pretty straightforward. This border.
I'll
with,
put it in
you
the
know,
chat.
With the left wanting to get rid of ICE and Kavanaugh
Well,
and all of this
he was
stuff.
probably infiltrator. You know, he probably infiltrated the.
Yeah.
Well, he used to be in the Navy, it said. He was in the Navy up until 2009, and before that, he was a medic in the
but
medical field.
There's corrupt people
some
everywhere. I mean, that doesn't mean
Yeah,
anything.
there is. Yeah.
So I see on your screen there the SpaceX to announce next week will fly to the moon.
What?
On the spider.
Okay. Oh yeah.
It's on the right hand side.
Yeah,
of the screen over there.
somebody's going to the moon. Big Falcon. Still haven't figured out
Really?
if Elon Musk is a good guy or a bad guy.
Yeah, that one's a
Oh,
hard
the
one.
mysterious passenger. Yeah, that's interesting. Maybe it's Steve Jobs.
Right.
Will they
John
leave him there? Will they leave him on the moon?
I bet it's John McCain.
Oh, that would be
Right.
fabulous.
One of his mechanical engineers, there's a female who's leading that. I actually watched an interview with her the other day on YouTube. It was very, very interesting what their plan is. Basically, they would be shuttling people pretty much anywhere in the world in 30 minutes or less. I'll have to get that link and put that on here in the coming days. But it was a very interesting interview. And then on Friday night, actually, when the Secret Squirrels were on, we heard what sounded like a C-130 in our yard. So we ran outside, and come to find out, SpaceX, their testing facility is like 30 minutes from us. So apparently they were testing, and our whole house literally sounded like there was a huge plane in the backyard.
You know, I've had that in my not my neck of the woods too. it's unusual, and it's military planes.
Right.
So,
and I mean, we're used to planes flying over going into Fort Hood, but this here was from the SpaceX, which is like 30 minutes from us.
right.
Everything was just vibrating. It was wild. That's when I found out that SpaceX was like 30 minutes from us, their testing facility out in McGregor, Texas.
My son used to work out in Arizona, and they'd watch them launch their rockets all the time. He says it would just, at night, it would just light up the whole entire sky. So
yeah,
they're really upping their operations. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So
Still don't know where I'm at with Musk.
you know what? Me too.
And I feel like he's kind of losing it too a little bit, which means there's a lot of pressure going on. Joe Rogan, what was that about? How did that even?
Yeah, he was out there
Who
smoking.
called
dope.
who?
Yeah.
Who called who for that one?
Yeah,
What
he was
happened?
out. He was smoking
well,
a
he was
joint.
on-
That was like a
He was on the Joe Rogan podcast, which is just not the kind of thing that Elon Musk
would do.
would
Yeah.
do.
Why did he go on the Joe Rogan Experience?
Exactly.
That makes no sense.
How did that even go down? Who made the phone call? It's just so odd.
Oh my gosh.
They probably got him looped before the interview started. He was probably already completely tossed or something. And
Well,
they
Joe
said,
Rogan-
use your own video. Here, smoke a reefer.
Joe Rogan was asking some of those questions about the 9/11 and about all those things, and he was getting pretty far down the rabbit hole. And at one point, he stopped talking about any of that stuff. And Alex Jones,
Elon
no,
Musk or
Joe
Alex
Rogan.
Jones?
Joe Rogan.
Okay.
And Alex Jones has actually commented that Joe is way smarter than he's letting on, especially in some of the questions that he's asking some of these people that he has on. And I believe him because I've definitely heard the other Joe Rogan. And yeah, so that even doubly is curious to me about him having Elon Musk, especially since he seems to be some sort of principal player of something.
Right. But who?
That's
the question.
Mm-hmm.
That's the question. Inquiring minds want to know.
This is where my brain goes. This is what I do with my day.
Oh, I like your brain. That's where my brain goes too. So, yeah.
And I don't need answers. That's what makes it so easy. I actually don't need any answers.
Well, see, I have to have
it
answers
in my head. And I feel the answers are going to present themselves.
I hope so soon. I don't do good with Christmas.
Well, we're narrowing down the potential outcomes.
Right.
They're narrowing down more and more. And as these two worlds that I'm perceiving that I've been living in are colliding, it's now much clearer, at least today, how much light there is right now.
Yeah.
In terms of illuminating metaphorical light.
Is Q helping?
I think so. I think that Q is delivering solid information. There's things that I don't.
Yeah.
I don't
all the way go there with.
Yeah. And I generally, I guess the way I've sort of like handle living in the conspiracy world is I just follow basic spy, the game, the spy game stuff, which is you just don't trust anybody. Everybody's biased.
Exactly.
And somebody could be feeding somebody you trust bad information. So you just have to take what people say and you file it in your brain and you just keep moving and you just collect data.
Yeah.
And so that's what I do. And it's, I mean, here I am on this call right now, on this show. And well, it's just, I end up in places and so far the real world has proven me correct. But I'm still too humble to actually put my scenarios forth because I still need to see it play out. I'm not willing to make any predictions because I still need to see it play out. The midterms are very hazy. I can't.
So you're not willing to put your money where your mouth is.
Well, he's not putting his mouth anywhere, so
Are you
one is
willing to
that?
do some what ifs? How about some what ifs?
Sure, because contingencies are always appropriate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because you never know. The game.
But
can
I'm not
change.
willing to say, oh, this is probably what it's going to be.
Right.
Like the Trump approval rating, we'll see. I'm really concerned about the storm optics. Often is used against president.
Yep.
There's some understanding that the reason why the Republicans lost the midterm during the Bush years was because of Katrina, and then later it's the presidency. So I was just getting refreshed on that today. So I just, I'm paying attention to the optics. It seems that the death rate is still considered pretty ridiculously low, in my opinion, for what we're seeing. So
that makes you
great.
wonder if they're doing another, whether or not there's another Puerto Rico.
Oh, yeah.
Or if that's really that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but people are seeing through. They're seeing through that stuff now, and I got to tell you, from what I've seen, I've got friends that are on the fence on Facebook, okay, and I've got friends that have never been political before, and if they are, they're middle of the road. And in the last 6 months especially, I've seen more of them literally come out and say, hey, you know what? Every time I see an argument between the left and the right always comes with facts. The left always blows up in some emotional tirade and can never back up what they say. I'm leaning right from here on out, and I like President Trump. And I'm telling you, I'm seeing that more and more and more. And I
walk
understand.
Away.
There you go.
It's fabulous.
And I think with those that still need to walk away, we welcome you with open arms. We don't have anything against you.
Absolutely not.
You need to know that you're in good company.
Wake
All
up.
of us were there at one point or another.
No, I never was.
I remember making fun of a friend of mine back before 2001. And even really after. He was very, all these people and they're controlling things, and it's like, man, how could the government even be coordinated enough to be so conspiratorial? It's just a cluster F anyway. But lo and behold, he was right. And I actually wish I could reach. He's disappeared. I'll never see him again. But I wish I could reach out to him and apologize, because he tried really hard to wake me up. And it's one of the things that, on some level, and some people will say that I have kind of a defeatist attitude, but I don't really try to wake people up. I just try to provide data to those who are actually looking for it, which may be why I do what I do. Because I just feel like you're just automatically going to decide what you believe is true. And your world has to be rocked before you're actually going to listen. And so I'm waiting to see. I've gotten good at seeing what people look like when the world is rocked. That's sort of what I look for.
Rock you like a hurricane.
Which is a great song, by the way. Great connection.
We will rock you.
No.
Different band.
You go to the Great Barbecue Pit in the ground for that song. No, I think you're right, Falk. I think we've gone through such a dramatic change in the last 25, 30 years that if you're not awake now, your head's permanently stuck in the sand. It's kind of scary.
I feel bad.
Yeah.
I feel bad for those people.
I didn't think this could be bad. I didn't think the Clintons were as bad as they are, but I'm telling you, some of the stuff that I've seen, I just sit there. I'm surprised these people aren't in jails for so long that they'll never see the light of day again.
Exactly.
I don't get it.
Real people have died, and lots of them.
Lots of them.
Oh yeah.
Lots of them. We're not just talking a handful. We're talking.
Oh no.
Lots.
Probably
and
hundreds.
Lots of them. Exactly.
Probably.
There's
probably
probably more than we even know.
Oh yes,
or we'll
absolutely.
ever know.
That's actually one of the things that personally offends me about the hashtag resistance movement, because I personally know someone and exchange with somebody who was executed and his house was burned down because he got too close. So I, 1 degree separation from that. And that, I mean, when you think about all the other people, Andrew Breitbart and Michael
Seth
Hastings
Rich.
And Seth Rich, these are the real casualties.
Vince Fonster.
Who are the victims of the resistance? Who are the brave souls that lost their lives? Oh, no one? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good for you. So brave. But those same people, they can't see. They can't see, or we're all evil anyway.
They're so blind in their trust of these people that they can't see anything, and it's sad. It's sad. I don't know what else to say about it.
The wall is coming. It's one of the things that I've been kind of thinking over and exchanging with a lot of the Twitter folk who just we're gonna get the impeachment. It's coming. And I just like the wall of truth is coming, folks, and it really doesn't matter what you decided to believe at this point. It is coming, and I don't know how it's gonna smack you in the head, but and I'm sort of feeling like, at least this is me talking out loud, that I want to sort of be able to pick them up after they've fallen. Be like, hey.
It's like saying, see, I told you so.
Oh, well,
I'm tired of saying, see, I told you so.
There would be a little bit of that. But really, it would be more so like, we're actually on the same side, and I'm fighting for you, and like, let me help you up, and let's...
Right.
You guys mind?
Let me show you what's going on.
Is that okay?
We're going to need that.
2x4 out and smack them in the head.
Can we cover some news now? A little bit?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We'll try to zip through it.
Thanks for letting me ramble for a minute.
So we got a Guardian article here on Woody Allen's wife. And apparently there's new evidence that Woody Allen has molested more than one of his kids.
Is anyone surprised about that?
No, not at all.
I just
and that's sad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Is.
That is sad that was our reaction.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it is.
It's the way of the world nowadays.
We knew in the 80s.
Yeah, right.
Did.
We just couldn't talk about
it. All this whole thing was going down. We couldn't say anything about it.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that's been obvious for way too long. He was never really guarded about.
Yeah, he was not careful at all. So
he was protected in some way.
Yeah.
I mean, he's Woody Allen.
And then a related issue, we have the Catholic diocese. I don't know how to say the plural. That dioceses.
Yeah.
Diocese.
Disclosure of abuse allegations. So the parents of children in the Roman Catholic Church and survivors of sexual abuse by clergy filed a lawsuit Monday against Pennsylvania's 8 dioceses. You don't know what that is. And their bishops, asking a judge to compel them to release information about abuse allegations. The lawsuit filed Monday in Pittsburgh comes a month after a statewide grand jury report detailed sexual abuse allegations against more than 300 priests over decades in 6 of the state's diocese. Somebody else say that word.
I think it's just diocese. I think it's kind of, okay. I think that's it.
The lawsuit alleges the diocese haven't met their obligations to report child sexual abuse. And the lawsuit asks for injunctive relief to compel the diocese to be better mandated reporters of child sexual abuse allegations. The spokespeople for several of the state's dioceses said they could not comment on the lawsuit since they've seen it. What the takeaway is on this?
I find it interesting that the Catholic Church is all of a sudden incredibly compromised right now, from out of nothing. This is one of the triads of the global control system, and again, the Pope can't comment on his involvement and his awareness of priest pedophilia of knowledge.
Well,
It's just very interesting.
It's not just the Catholic Church, though. A lot of churches are involved in this. That World Council of Churches organization, and so I don't understand why it's just the Catholic Church that's getting this. Why is it the Catholic Church is getting so much attention and none of the other churches? Because those Haiti kids, they were Baptists.
Because of the leadership. I mean, the Pope is the ultimate religious leader. Yes or no? I mean, you have the Dalai Lama, you have
the Pope's the Dalai Lama of the West, right? I guess that's the way it is.
Well, wasn't the Pope supposed to be the one to introduce the new one world religion and one world government? Wasn't that sort of the deal of the plan?
I
believe
that part of
the plan?
I believe he's deep into it. Yes.
So this would be a direct, if you consider the mainstream media, who are the ones reporting on this, coordinated effort to project an image upon the current Pope. There's this potential idea that somewhere within the Catholic Church, they're basically trying to remove Francis. And this is potentially the way
Francis,
that they're pulling it off.
From my understanding, Francis took over in a coup against the other Pope,
right?
Benedict.
Yep.
Yeah. And so the problem is, though, this is affecting all other churches too, because I know that my church is making some changes, and I'm assuming that it's as a result of what's going on in the Catholic Church. You know, and so it's interesting, and it's.
Do you perceive it to be a problem? The changes that are being made?
No.
Okay.
I find them interesting that we're doing that, but I think that it's kind of part and parcel of the time that we live in.
It's a response. Yeah.
Right. You know, it's just kind of, we've got a lot of problems. We've got people that have got problems and are not going to live their lives the way that we teach. So we got to protect our families. We've got to do something different, you know, to make sure that this is protected. And I don't like change. Let's just put it that way. But I understand it.
There's always variability with change.
Yeah. And the changes that are happening are pretty radical, you know, from what I grew up with. So
next story we have is 40% of Venezuela stores go bust after 3,000% minimum wage hike.
Saw that.
Oh my gosh.
The dream of
3,000%.
Yep. The dream of socialism has once again collided with the realities of economics after nearly 40% of stores in Venezuela have been forced to close following a mandated 3,000% increase in minimum wages by the Maduro government. According to the Miami Herald.
At this point, can they be that stupid? I mean, seriously, is there nobody advising them at this point that it's just runaway pandemonium? I don't understand where they're going with this.
I don't either. I don't know how much further they can go. It's worse than beating a dead horse. Socialism is dead. It's not going to work.
They got this meme at the bottom of the Zero Hedge article. Fictional country socialists, and then all the different countries that have tried it. You know, it's like, but we haven't tried real communism yet. Okay. How about this one? How about that one? How about that one? No. Okay, next.
Hey, I figured out why we don't have a whole lot of watchers tonight. The Emmys are on. We're competing with the Emmys. Oh,
what's
my
that?
goodness.
That's disappointing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
Oh, sorry, had to throw that in there because I think they're all idiots.
Yep.
Yeah.
Indoctrination Central. I wonder what Illuminati shows they'll put on during this performance.
Oh my.
I wonder what kind of racial or sexist or never mind.
Trump bashing, don't forget.
Yeah, yeah. Let's go on with our show. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the next story, Brain?
Air Force launching Space Force will cost $13 billion over 5 years.
Isn't that what's missing from the Pentagon?
No,
Oh,
Oh,
that's
that's
interesting.
like 30-some
Huh.
$trillion or more than that.
oh, okay.
There's huge numbers missing from the Pentagon.
But 13 billion sticks out to me as well.
Yeah,
13 billion
that-
sounds like
something.
nothing. That's a drop in the bucket. That is absolutely nothing.
Wasn't that the money that was lost right before the 9/11 attack from the
8
Pentagon?
trillion. Yeah, 8 trillion.
It was at 8 trillion. Okay, I'm getting caught up in the 8. Never mind. That's a lot of money. Damn.
It is a lot of money.
Good job, Cheney.
Yeah, see, this whole thing about, $18 billion, that's chump change. I mean, when we're talking about trillions of dollars missing from the Department of Defense and the Pentagon, I mean, that's just absolutely nothing.
So is it a whitewash article? Or is it...
Well, Voice of America, I mean, I anticipate there's going to be, I'm sure there's some
Anti-war.
black hats in there.
Yeah. Copy that.
Because 13 billion, really, what does
I mean, that's not even an aircraft carrier.
You're right.
Right,
No,
there you go. There you
yeah.
go. That's what I was
It's
going to
not-
ask. Is
it's not that much.
what's a stealth bomber cost? About 13 billion, I think.
Well, probably
Well,
I'd
not.
buy
sure.
a really nice house.
You have to ask yourself, what does it cost to fund the DACA illegal immigrants here every year? It's more than that.
It's what, 63 billion?
I believe so
64
every
billion?
year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, if the space, well, according to rumor anyway, I have no sauce on this one, but if that missing money, the trillions of dollars missing from the Department of Defense, has actually gone into a secret space force, then why would we even need to spend any money? We just take over the one that's already there.
Right.
I mean, the one that's launching people to Mars and stuff.
Oh, are you suggesting that that's why it's only $18 billion?
Well, maybe they just have to change all the signs.
Because we're just commandeering. That's just what it costs to keep the lights on while we take over.
No, we just have to put new
Space-
signs on all the old stuff, Say now it's the U.S. Space Force.
It's the cost of signs.
Yeah.
They can hire me. I'll do signage a lot
New
cheaper and
patches.
it'll look better.
It's just a bunch of stencils. Oh, that's what we're talking
We're
about.
going to need new patches.
That's right, new patches.
Yes.
We don't need no stinking patches.
Good one.
No, I'm sorry. God, sometimes I try to be funny and you guys just aren't there.
Sorry.
Okay, next story. Merkel declines to confirm the report that she has decided to fire top spy Algiers from Reuters. Angela Merkel said on Monday she had nothing to add to what she had already said about Germany's embattled domestic intelligence chief after newspaper Die Welt, German speaker, say that for me. Die Welt.
Die Welt. Yes.
Reported the chancellor had decided he must go.
Wow.
Merkel said on Friday that her coalition would not break apart over the future of Hans-Georg Maassen, who has come under fire after he cast doubt on the authenticity of video footage showing far-right protesters chasing migrants after the fatal stabbing of a German man. Asked if the report in Die Welt was correct, Merkel told a news conference, "I can only repeat what I said on Friday, which remains valid, and there is nothing more to add."
So she's covering up again. She's
Yikes.
not going to tell us anything. It'll
She's
just
deep
embarrass
state.
her.
But the length to which she's covering up is
It's disturbing.
disturbing.
Well, did you see that
It is
picture of
disturbing.
Angela Merkel and Theresa May, and there was some other CIA agent that had all three girls when they were just teenagers, and they
Oh,
were
yeah.
all having a little slumber party together or something?
All hanging out.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's just coincidence
That
that they
was
all became
interesting.
deep state actors,
Yep, it is interesting. A little too interesting.
Yeah, Theresa May and Angela Merkel were buddies as kids. That's a little bit.
So what else have we got?
What else have we got? I think we're running out of juice. I think one more
Are we?
here. Hillary Clinton abolish electoral college because Donald Trump is destroying America.
Oh, yeah.
Look at her
No.
pounding her fist.
No, let's abolish the electoral college because there's no way that she can get around that with her illegal votes.
Yeah,
and her
does she
dead
still
votes.
think that she can get in? Are you
Yeah.
kidding me? What is this? What is this?
I don't
nonsense?
know if she sounds more crazy saying it now,
She's been
Or if she
sucking
said
on
it-
tailpipes.
or if she had said it right after she lost. I don't
She
know what
is the
would make her
picture
sound more
of
crazy.
self-denial. Self-denial.
Almost 2 years. Almost
Quite a
2
bit.
He
years.
needs to go into rehab now. Hillary,
It's the
we're
picture you
begging
don't wanna look
Rehab now.
Gitmo.
It's good for you. Go find a good counselor.
Gitmo.
Look at her
Yeah,
pounding
get
her
Mo-
little
get
fists.
Dictator rehab.
I
is
want
what
my
she needs.
office. I was promised this since I was a little kid. You know how much crap I've had
Yes.
to deal with so I could be president, the first woman president?
So
I
in
had
that
to act
picture
like
with
I was-
Theresa May and Angela Merkel, was that Hillary?
I had to
What's
marry Bill and put up with his shenanigans for all those years. You promised me to be president. You said I could be president.
It's pretty good.
I had to act hetero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had that
Senator
orgy when I
Gitmo
had
would
I
go
love
for a
my
little bit of
husband.
waterboarding.
What brain?
We had that
What
daughter
was that?
because, we had that orgy. And Bill was off chasing some other girl. But, I had the orgy, and I did that just so that I could be president.
I want my
Who's
presidency
supposed-
now.
Who's supposed to be her dad?
No, Hubble Webb is supposedly, which, if you look at his
Yeah.
daughters and Chelsea, they look like they're related.
Really?
Yeah, but I'm almost thinking an unnamed sperm donor, and they probably don't want to be named.
Bandit, I'll
I
put
don't
it in your
know.
timeline here.
Yeah,
on,
it's very interesting.
Do you think they're
Mhm.
There you
related
go,
to the
Bandit. It's on
Rothschilds or
Discord
maybe
for
the
ya.
royal family or something?
There's something I heard. God, I thought it had something to do with Soros again.
Maybe Hillary was born on the wrong side of the sheets. Maybe that's it.
Okay, well,
I'm just saying.
I think it's time for us to bow out finally. We're a little bit over time.
Yeah.
We were having too much fun.
I'm tired.
So
I'm sleepy.
we're cueing the music. There we go.
Russ Wickstrom is saying that Vince Foster is Chelsea's father.
Ooh.
Yep.
Who's Vince Foster?
He's one
The
of
one
the
they killed?
many that committed suicide with 2 bullets to the back of his
Oh,
head.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, he was one of Hillary's lovers.
There's
I didn't know she had any male lovers.
I didn't either.
Yeah,
I
back
knew she
in
had
the
female
day.
ones.
And she had that he worked at the Rose Law Firm also. And then whenever that investigation had started, they were trying to find the legal documentation for her for the investigation on the Clintons from Rose Law Firm, and he mysteriously gets suicided. All the legal documentation disappears from Rose Law Firm, and then it shows back up in the
At the
White House
White
later
House.
on.
Right.
Yep, all of it.
See, now
All
that
of
sounds
it.
like some true information or something, and we're like way past that at this point.
Ken Starr actually had did an interview. I believe it was with Tucker or Sean Hannity last week about it, and he kind of talked about that and said how disturbing it was for that paperwork to have shown back up after the fact.
So you're talking about the Oklahoma City bombings and taking out that thing with all the Clinton, the documents that implicated the Clintons?
That was a separate incident. That didn't even include the Rose Law Firm with Vince getting suicided. That was a completely different incident of paperwork on the Clintons. Yeah, that was the Oklahoma City bombings was a different incident of paperwork that would have been used against the Clintons.
Yeah. So there you have it. All the news that's fit,
I just wanna-
fit to print.
Just want to mention real quick, Webster Hubble is supposedly Chelsea's illegitimate father, Webster Hubble. And if you look him up, there's side by side with Chelsea, and
Yep.
it's pretty clear. You don't think so?
Oh, I agree.
I just,
Oh, okay.
yeah, I
But,
just put the picture in the broadcasting.
I want to see a DNA test. That's what I want to see.
I think so. And for Bill Clinton,
And Danny Williams.
yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
I think he's earned it.
Things that make you go, okay. This is the Secret Squirrels. I'm Brainstorm, and I'm hoping that everybody had a fun time. Guys, have any final words or anything like that? Saying to our audience of 5 or 6 people? Come on, let them know.
Always question authority. Always question what they tell you.
Question everything.
Question everything.
Live long.
Exactly.
Bandit, we're not going to live
long
long.
and prosper.
Yeah, we're not going to live long.
But prosper
good night.
will.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.